Hi, I'm Steelfur, and this is Steelfur Speaks. I'm a hard-hitting YouTube channel that brings you the latest and greatest in Fab news related to the Flesh and Blood TCG. I like to bring honest, objective commentary, interesting opinions, and give a fair and balanced view to both sides of the argument, if both sides of the argument are fair and balanced. Otherwise, I'll just tell you what makes sense and what doesn't. We are here today to talk about Victor Goldmane, High and Mighty, and show you the first deck that I'm building, which I've titled, what? You want to clash me? Outside, mate. Just because I think he's a bit of a gritty, even though he's a pretty boy in his suit of armor. I think he's actually a bit gritty and perfectly willing to throw down in the arena. So we start off with the hero. First time you create a gold token from an effect you control, draw a card. The first time you would fail to win a clash, you can destroy a gold to basically put one of the clashed cards away and then clash again. Which is going to be very important. We have the shield, which blocks for 2 and counts as a gold, so you can destroy that for your ability later on. We have this, which is free health, but it does give them a quicken token. It's just fantastic. The free health is good. The quicken token is relevant against some heroes and not against others. Crown of Providence is probably the helm you're going to run, just so if you do draw a card off an on-hit gold effect, you can arsenal it and not care once or twice about what it is. I do want to test Golden Glare, but I kind of need to up the yellow ratio to do that, so we'll see about that. Gauntlets of Iron Will obviously is in there as a block 3 extra armor that also potentially can block up to 5 health if you use it at the right time. It's really good. And then Miller's Grindstone, after it hits, you clash. Clashing is the theme of this deck. So obviously I want to clash. I actually have 2 of these in the deck, so against some decks you're going to play 2. I think the main criteria is basically how much do you expect to lose clashes and how much do you expect them to block you. If you expect them to block you a load, you can kind of get away with just using 1. If you expect to lose a lot of clashes, you might want to play 2. And there's also the question of how much do you need to block, because obviously having an extra temper 2 shield is huge. So if you're the person on the back foot that's blocking, you probably just want to run 1 of these and then just try and hope you win the clashes. Because to be honest, if you're blocking every turn and you're still just swinging with this, even if you lose 1 clash, you're still getting a card out of their hand, which is kind of what you need to do. Then onto the card. So the focus of this deck is clashing. Really what I've done is taken the traditional Guardian Shell, which you'll see down in the maybes, and I've basically just taken out all of these cards, 1-for-1 replacements for cards that interact with clash. Now, eventually we're going to take out some of these reds that aren't performing well, and we're going to put back in staples like E-Strike, staples like Spinal Crush, etc. But this is how I like to test a new mechanic. I like to go full hard on it, and then at the end of the testing we'll see how we get on. Right, so Clash of Might obviously is a clash effect. It's also a 2-for-6, so with Vigor you could pay this off a tunic counter, or if you get 2 Vigor you could play this for free, which would be amazing. Same goes for Clash of Vigor. It's really good just to clash on defense. Command and Conquer's just in there because with a Might token it becomes amazing, and also it's pretty amazing. Money Where Your Mouth is a gold threat, but also pushes things to quite large breakpoints. Prime to Fight, I want to test this card. On paper, I think it's amazing, but I think it's hard to deliver on the amazing, right? So my idea with Prime to Fight is that I play Trounce, which gets me a gold Might and a Vigor token, and then the next turn I play Prime to Fight for 10 with, for 10 for 3, right? Because the Vigor token and the cost reduction mean this costs 3. There are a few other ways to get there, but I also don't really mind if I just get a Vigor token. So if I just play Clash of Vigor and I start the turn and I can play this for 3, that's fantastic. So that seems to be like a really easy include, just as a 3 for 9, really easy to get, and obviously if it goes up. Test of Strength, blocks 4, gets me gold, clashes as well. So if you clash and you reveal Golden Sun, you can get 2 gold tokens, which is amazing. Then we have this line. So I've included quite a lot of these Thunk and Wallops. Thunk and Wallop basically are the same, except one says if you win a clash, you create a Vigor token. If you win a crash, you create a Might token. I've included the full rainbow of those just because I expect to be clashing a lot. But I might end up taking out the ones that are less likely to win, like the blues. But that being said, these are 6 and 5 blues, so while you might replace them with a staple like, like Buckling Blow or Rouse the Ancients or something like that, it is still hard to justify taking them out in a clash-focused deck. Like I did consider putting in Pilot Strong and Stout or Boast or Rouse the Ancients, but ultimately I need to keep the actual number of attack action values high. So like Chokeslam, Debilitate, all of these could go back in, but they're not, like, they're useful effects, but they're not really what I'm trying to test in the deck. So I have Rainbow of Thunk and Wallop right now. Then we have Trounce. It clashes twice, so 100% it was in the deck. Also, if you win both clashes, you get basically the effect. And also, which is also very good, is it's one of the only Clash cards that actually changes its effect after the first round. So if you play Clash of Might and Clash of Vigor on the same turn, if you win the first Clash, you actually win the second Clash as well, which can be really huge. And if it's something like Golden Sun, it stays in place, which is amazing. Trounce is the only one that actually puts the cards away, which is both good and bad. Obviously, you could win the first one and lose the second one, but it also gives you 2 chances to get something like a Thunk or a Wallop. So it's kind of like 2 opportunities to make a counter. I haven't tested this yet because it's not on Talishar, but I am really keen to see how this goes. Based on what I've seen from my revealing of cards on the turns when I've played Trounce and other Clash cards, you will win a lot of the time. Golden Sun is both your win condition and also a way to get you more Clash victories, basically. You're just going to keep pitching these until they keep putting them back in your deck until late game. And then late game, if you have 3 gold tokens, you're doing 10 overpower. Like, it's just beautiful. And if you get a Vigor token, this comes in with a blue for 10. It's really good. You really just want to keep putting these back in your deck while you're clashing, right? You really want to keep putting Thunk and Trounce and Golden Sun back in your deck and just keep clashing. So far, I think we have 3, 6, 9... 15, 18. So we've got 18 Clash effects, not including the weapon. So, you know, there is a lot of Clash in here, and if you use that effectively, you could potentially generate quite a lot of tokens. I'm also not sure yet if there will be a cycle of these. You might end up playing yellow Clash of Vigor, but it wasn't on Talishar when I originally put it in, so maybe I'll try it again now. Let's just go for... Let's let me double check before I sell you guys a lie. Class, Guardian, cool. Search, Clash. Okay, so these do come in yellow. So there might be a case for, I think, removing potentially... Let's just do this live, right? What do I want more of, Might or Vigor? I think I want more of Might. So why don't we remove... I actually think I might remove one of these blues. I think I'm going to remove... Let's put this down in the maybe. And I'm going to put these in. Maybe this is reducing my blue density a lot, but it does help as well with the golden glare. So we're going to go with that. And basically... You know, you're going to clash, you're going to reveal Thunk, Wallop, or Vigor, or Golden Sun. Cranial Crush, Disable, Macho Grand, Tear Asunder, Thunderquake just in there as good Guardian blues. I might even, remove Thunderquake now that I see Clash of Might is also coming in a blue, because it wasn't there yesterday. So as I said, we're still a bit rough and ready on this list just because we're only really seeing spoilers and stuff like that. But I really just want to test Clash out as much as possible. And that's kind of where we get to on the testing of Clash. So that's the setup. I'm going to put the link in the video below. You know, obviously stuff like Cranial Crush, Disable, Macho Grand, things like that are good. It's all just now about testing ratios, right? And seeing what feels good. I also have these in the sideboard against decks where you need to block a lot more. Gives you 9 more opportunities to clash and get good value. All you really need, like, for example, if you get Clash of Might and then you swing the weapon, if you get a Vigor and then you can swing the weapon with any yellow, like, you're always getting value out of these tokens. The only time you won't get value out of these tokens is if you just have a hand full of block cards. And I have had that happen, and it did not feel bad. Passing the turn, letting my opponent come at me the next turn, playing all of my block cards, and then, you know, I just had an attack in Arsenal that I could play for free, or I just had some other option to swing the weapon or something like that. So I did have backups. It didn't feel terrible. So this is where we're going. As I said, link in the description below. I may not be doing this for all the heroes in the set. Victor has really caught my imagination. I will probably be deck building for Betsy, just to see, but you know, this list is obviously going to be refined over time as we keep playing it, as the cards are legal on playable on Talishar. But this is where I'm starting. Have you gone a different direction with Victor? What do you think about Clash? Let me know in the comments below. And obviously, if you liked this video and would like to see more, let me know as well. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. I'm Steelfur. This was Steelfur Speaks. Great to talk to everyone.